Hi guys, I was going to film a review for a TV show I just finished watching, or recently finished watching, War and Peace. But that's going to be a long video and I'm expecting someone soon, so probably shouldn't film that in such a small amount of time. So I thought I'd quickly go over some popular series I haven't read. If I've got any particular reasons, I'm going to try and explain them as I go along, just briefly. So coming in at number 10, it's Fallen by Lauren Kay. I've talked about this series so many times for a series that I don't like. Pretty much, yeah, I didn't get on with the very first book that I started quite a few years ago. I was in secondary school, so I want to say about 5 years ago now. I just didn't get on with the first book, but I keep hearing that it's supposed to be a film by Disney, so I don't know, maybe it's a case where I like the film more than I got on with the books, but I do want to try it out because it is a genre that I'm interested in, and I don't want my, my only and first experience to be such a negative one. Number 9 is A Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. I just think this is one of the, all-time children books that I just never got to read. There's quite a few children books on here, or series on here, and that's one of them that I just feel like everyone has such good experience with, but I never read them or watched any of the films with, like, Emily Browning, is that her name? But I always wanted to be a part of that world, and I wanted to be kind of brought up with it, and I wasn't. Number 8 is To All the Boys I've Loved Before. I think that's a duology, and I think it's by Jenny Han. Not sure how to say that. It's a popular kind of contemporary duology, and it's about like this little girl, or not little girl, apparently it's written as if she was quite young, but it's about a girl who writes these kind of love letters to the boys that she's loved but never sends it off. I was really kind of interested at first, but I don't really think it's my cup of tea, so that's why I keep putting it off. So I don't know, that might be something I may or may not read, but if I do, I'll probably borrow it from the library or from a friend if they've read it. I've got a really bad throat, I'm so sorry. Something kind of similar for number 7 is Anna and the French Kiss. I think that's a trilogy by Stephanie Perkins. Again, it's like a contemporary feel. I don't really read many contemporaries, but if I was, I don't know if I'd necessarily read that, because I feel like it is very lovey-dovey, and again, if I did end up reading it, it'd probably be from the library or something. So yeah, as you can see, not all of the books on this list have me wanting to really read them. They're just kind of popular series that I haven't read, and why, so yeah. Number 6 is The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. Again, this is another kind of childhood favourite from everybody. I watched a few of the films growing up, but I never read the books, and they always look so beautiful. I see such, like, remastered new editions coming out and stuff, and they look so fantastical, and I just know I'd love the world, so it's definitely something I would love to read in the future. Just unfortunately, I never got to have that experience again growing up as a child with that world. Number 5 is the Vampire Academy series by Michelle Mead. I've heard, again, so much amazing stuff about this, obviously about vampires. I think it's got different classes of vampires or something like that. It's quite a lengthy series, so that's the main reason I haven't started it, but everybody seems to love it on BookTube especially, so it's definitely something I'd love to read. I just don't like the new editions. It just looks so boring, but I also don't like the old editions because I think they've got people's faces on them. So yeah, I think in my mind I'm kind of waiting for a better edition to come out before I start reading them. Number 4 is the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. I never really had an interest in this. It's kind of like a dystopian, and I don't think I've read any dystopian books before. Everyone was hyping it, and everyone said the films were amazing, so I think if I do get into that series, it will probably be with the films, just because I don't have an interest to pick up the books and read it. And that goes for my 3rd series as well, which is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Again, if I was to pick up that series, it would be in the movie form. I actually saw it's 3 books, isn't it, but it's 4 films. I saw the first part of the last film randomly in my friend's room one day. I liked it, so I would probably go back and watch like the rest of it, like the films before it, and then the last one, eventually. I don't feel like an eager thrill to go and watch it or anything, and I probably would never read it, just because, again, it's not something I'm drawn to. I think just dystopian survival books in general don't kind of grab my attention. Second, I've paired these together because I am confused at where they differentiate, and I think that's the main reason why I haven't read these series, and it is The City of Bones and The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. They both sound amazing. I do like the covers. They're so meaty. When I said I was going to read it before to my friend Chloe, I said I'd probably get it from the library, but I do think these ones are books that you'd want to collect and have on your shelf, so eventually I think I'd get that. But again, they're just so big and I don't know how you're supposed to read them. Do they coexist? Do they mingle between worlds? Are they like connected? I have no idea. So I think that's the major thing that's been putting me off getting them. And then lastly, something that I'm hoping to do a more in-depth video on is the first one, and that is Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. Everybody's like shocked whenever I say I'm like a fantasy lover, and they say, but you haven't read Harry Potter. And I'm like, yes, I know, I'm ashamed. Basically in the shortest way ever, it's just because it was more of my brother's thing when he was young, and so whenever the films came out, the new books came out, my mum got them for him, and I was kind of in the sidelines. I didn't kind of get into that, if that makes sense, so I never really thought of it as a big deal really. I just kind of went along with it. But seeing all the hype and everything of recent years when the last film was coming out, it just makes me really want to kind of get into that world. And I have tried on and off before, but I want to give it a proper go. But yeah, hopefully I can dedicate a proper long video into the proper reasons why I haven't started this series. But yeah, that's it for now. If you want to do a video like this, or if you already have, or if you just want to write down some of the popular series you haven't read, do feel free to do those or link those in the comments, and I shall read them or watch them or whatever. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I shall speak to you next time. Bye!